I do not believe that has been firmed up yet, resolved. That's the next step of this.
I'll call this meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, being that this is a special meeting of the common council, okay, and I'm the deputy mayor, and there is no other business to attend to this, right? And no public hearing, there's no public speaking, so we're gonna move on with the agenda.
I'm just gonna take hold of the roll.
Go ahead, I just move on with the agenda.
Thank you very much. Alderwoman Collins?
Here.
Alderman Escamilla?
Here.
Alderman Marticello?
Here. You have to call them.
Alderwoman Quist-Demars? And Alderman D. Gamula.
Absent, okay. Next.
Resolution 2324-81, resolution awarding the bid for Five Corners demolition by Alderman Marticello. Whereas the City of Amsterdam has been awarded a Restore New York reimbursable grant in the amount of $2 million for the demolition of the Five Corners Plaza. And whereas the city has secured the working capital for the demolition project via a bond anticipation note, the proceeds from which reside in capital project line H.1440.2200.202401. And whereas the city publicly advertised and received bids for the work of said demolition projects and the results tabulated as follows.
Move to the whereas clause.
Whereas the city engineer has reviewed the 6 bids received and determined that Jackson Demolition Services, Inc., 397 Anthony Street, Schenectady, New York, 12308, is the lowest responsible bidder with a total price of $304,500. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor is authorized to execute an agreement with Jackson Demolition Services, Inc. for the demolition of Five Corners Plaza.
All right, so move. Does anyone have any discussion? Stephen?
Do we own the entire property?
I believe that's in the works, where the 19A to be, according to the mayor and Casali, that should be done this week. I will not issue a notice to proceed until I see that
That's what I was concerned about.
on my desk.
If something happens and we're responsible for the fund underneath the ground, so.
So I'm waiting, I'm ultimately, when I see the copy of that, I will issue a notice to proceed. The next step for me, and what this will allow my office to do, is to engage Jackson, to get the contract executed, to get their, performance bond and insurance certificate.
They don't have the
all
ball ready to knock it down right now, so that's a good.
There's always a little bit of lead time to get that done. I've asked them if they can expedite it. They said yes. I want to take advantage of the weather and get going on this before it's miserable. The only other thing I would add is all of these, to note in all of these bid prices, my office included a $100,000 field allowance, which is a contingency. The bidders, including Jackson, they don't get to claim that unless I agree to release part or all of it for additional work. And so we can write a field allowance into the bid. It provides us a cushion on the project. As it turns out, it's a real big cushion at this point, right? And
I'm talking about a change order.
that negates the need for a change order because I can do it. It's already within the amount of the contract.
Okay.
If they don't use it, the only thing I want to conclude with is if they don't use that at the end of the work, we would do a deduct change order to remove that $100,000 or whatever was not used out of that field allowance and remove that out of the cost of the contract. So potentially this $304,500 contract with Jackson could be as much as $100,000 less than that. So.
You know, a question I had. Once we knock our building down, when we draw the line of what we own, and there has to be paving up there too.
There needs to be paving. There needs to be a lot of work, and ultimately, how much repaving is going to need to be done is going to depend on what we have to do on that footprint of property.
All right, so you can find that out for us, all right?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone have any questions? All right, Stephen, call the roll.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
Okay, does anyone have anything else? Mike, want to add anything, Zach? Thank you. Make a motion to adjourn.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Escamilla?
Aye.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks for rushing in on a Monday morning.
Of course. Not done yet.
No.
I know, I appreciate it.